The Spanish tragedy, an Elizabethan play written by Thomas Kyd in the late 16th century, garnered significant praise in the English theatre and followed the conventions of revenge tragedy. It featured several brutal murders, witnessed in part by a character embodying revenge itself. This play later influenced other prominent Elizabethan playwrights, such as Ben Jonson, Christopher Marlowe, and William Shakespeare, both directly and indirectly. The similarities between the Spanish tragedy and Shakespeare's Hamlet have led scholars to speculate that Shakespeare may have used Kyd's play as a source of inspiration. The backdrop of the play is the ongoing war between the Viceroy of Portugal and the ruling Spanish nation, with a particular focus on a famous battle that resulted in the Portuguese's defeat. During the battle, the Viceroy's son, Balthazar, kills the leading Spanish officer, Andrea, and is subsequently taken captive. Throughout the play, the ghosts of Andrea and Revenge appear on stage, their voices serving as a chorus that interacts with the main characters. The play begins with a dispute between Lorenzo, the king's nephew, and Horatio, a friend of Andrea, regarding the person responsible for taking Balthazar hostage. Although it is clear that Horatio defeated Balthazar and Lorenzo is attempting to wrongfully claim credit, the king appoints Lorenzo to oversee Balthazar and divides the spoils of war between them. Horatio consoles Bellampiria, Lorenzo's sister, who was in love with Andrea despite her family's objections. However, Bellampiria soon transfers her affections to Horatio. She admits that part of her love for Horatio stems from a desire for revenge, as she plans to use their relationship to torment Balthazar, the murderer of Andrea. Meanwhile, Balthazar finds himself falling in love with Bellampiria. To restore peace between Spain and Portugal, the King of Spain decrees that Balthazar and Bellampiria should marry. Hieronimo, the father of Horatio and a respected marshal, organizes a party in honor of the Portuguese ambassador. Lorenzo becomes suspicious that Bellampiria has found a new lover and coerces her servant, Pedringano, into revealing the identity of the person. Hieronimo and Isabella discover the lifeless body of their son, hanged and pierced, which drives Isabella into madness. Lorenzo imprisons Bellampiria, but she manages to send Hieronimo a message by writing with her own blood. The message reveals that Lorenzo and Balthazar were responsible for Horatio's murder. Hieronimo attempts to visit Bellampiria in prison, leading Lorenzo to suspect that he knows about the murder. To eliminate any loose ends, Lorenzo manipulates Pedringano into killing Severine, Balthazar's servant, ensuring Pedringano's arrest and preventing him from revealing the truth. Hieronimo, now appointed as a judge, sentences Pedringano to death. However, Pedringano expects Lorenzo to pardon him, as he has seen a forged letter of pardon created by Lorenzo. Lorenzo betrays Pedringano, who is ultimately hanged. Lorenzo successfully thwarts Hieronimo's attempts to uncover the crimes by deceiving the king, falsely claiming that Horatio is still alive. Lorenzo also prevents Hieronimo from meeting the king by feigning busyness. When Hieronimo's wife takes her own life, he descends into madness, uttering incoherent words and violently striking the ground with his dagger. Lorenzo approaches his uncle and fabricates a story, suggesting that Hieronimo's bizarre behavior stems from jealousy over Horatio's immense wealth, supposedly acquired from a viceroy after the battle. Hieronimo eventually regains his sanity and, in collaboration with Bellampiria, pretends to reconcile with the murderers. He invites them to participate in a play called Soliman and Persida, which is intended as entertainment for the royal court. The play unfolds as Hieronimo stages Soliman and Persida, substituting real daggers for props with the intention of killing Lorenzo and Balthazar in front of the king, the viceroy, and the duke, who is Lorenzo and Bellampiria's father. In a dramatic moment, Bellampiria's character accidentally stabs herself, resulting in her unintended suicide. The planned murders and suicides occur as intended, leaving the crowd horrified. Hieronimo takes the stage and reveals the motives behind the killings. To prevent himself from revealing further information under torture, he bites off his own tongue. He then proceeds to murder the duke and takes his own life. In the background, Revenge and Andrea express satisfaction with the outcome of the tragedy. They pledge to perpetually punish the guilty characters, implying that one's moral life continues beyond the confines of the story they inhabit. The Spanish tragedy presents a play that contrasts the motivations and moral transgressions of its characters with the ultimate judgments imposed upon them by the audience. It portrays the Spanish and Portuguese predicament as a consequence of the individual choices made by the protagonists and antagonists. While temporary victories in battle may be achieved, the passage of time undermines these displays of power, ultimately examining the underlying moral fabric of each character's story to determine their ultimate fate. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.